Good morning, grade 6 students. It's me again, your teacher online. How are you doing? I hope everything is okay because I'm feeling awesome. For today, we have spelling. Welcome to our spelling class. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that you need to have with you your reader's and writer's notebook textbook, your English notebook in case you need to take down notes, and your pen. Thank you so much. Today, we will learn about homophones. I'd like to redirect your attention to your Reader's and Writer's Notebook, pages 226, 231, and 241. Later on, after listening and watching to this video, I'd like to remind you that you need to answer these pages. After answering them, take a screenshot and submit and send it to our WhatsApp group for checking. I'd like to remind you also that independent studies is very crucial to you. Try your best to solve every activity by yourself first before seeking assistance from someone. Thank you. For today's objectives, we have define homophones, spell the words correctly, learn the words with examples, pronounce the words with accuracy, use the vocabulary words in meaningful sentences. What is homophone? They are words that sound alike but have different meanings and different spelling. Look at this video. There are two words that you can see. They have the same sound, but looking at the structure or the spelling, they are completely different and they refer completely to two different things. Sun, which refers to a heavenly object, and another one, son, it refers to a boy child of a parent. Let's begin reading the words. Repeat after me. Heel, heel. Cymbal, cymbal. Herd, herd. Patience, patience. Capital, capital. Strait, strait. Aisle, aisle. Stationery, stationery. Shear, shear. Bred, bred. You can pause this video and read the words again. Listen very carefully because, as I have mentioned a while ago, these are homophone words. What do we mean by this homophone? Let's try to define them. Let's try to define now the words one by one. Heel, it means the back part of the human foot below the ankle. That's the back part of the human foot below your ankle. You call it heel. Next word is another heel, meaning caused by a wound, injury, or person to become sound or healthy again. That's heel. Looking at the two words, they have the same sound, different spelling, and different definition. Our next word is symbol. It's a mark or character used as a conventional representation of an object, function, or process. I will repeat that. A mark or character used as a conventional representation of an object, function, or process. Look at the sentence example below. The box was marked with a biohazard symbol on the outside. Will you repeat reading the sentence, please? Good job. That's cymbal. Our next word is cymbal. Cymbal. It means a musical instrument consisting of a slightly concave round brass plate which is either struck against another one or is struck with a stick to make a ringing or clashing sound. That is a cymbal. Look at the example again. You can sing, but you will be a clogging cymbal. Can you read the sentence again? Very good. That is cymbal. Our next word means a large group of animals, especially hoofed mammals, that live together or are kept together as livestock. We're referring to the word herd. It means a large group of animals, especially hoofed mammals, that live together or they're kept together as a livestock. Can you read the example sentence? Thank you. There are large herds of cattle and flocks of sheep and goats. Our next word means heard. Perceive with the ear the sound made by someone or something. Behind her, she could hear men's voices. Behind her, she could hear men's voices. Well, you might be wondering, the word is heard and the word in our sentence example is hear. Because heard is already past tense, here in our sentence example, it's in the present form. Okay? Next. A person receiving or registered to receive medical treatment is patient. A person receiving or registered to receive medical treatment, you call that one patient. Look at the sentence example. Many patients in the hospital were more ill than she was. That's patience. Our next word is patience. It means the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, problems, or suffering without becoming annoyed or anxious. Example, you can find bargains if you have the patience to sift through the rubbish. That's patience. Capital with an O is a building that houses a government's legislative branch. When capital is capitalized, with a capital C of course, it refers to the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. that is home to U.S. senators and representatives. That's capital with an O. Our next word is capital. Here in this particular word, there are two possible definitions. The first one, it refers to a city or town that functions as the seat of government and administrative center of a country or region. That's capital. Look at example. Warsaw is the capital of Poland. Or we can say Riyadh is the capital of Saudi Arabia. The second definition there is wealth in the form of money or other assets owned by a person or organization or available for a purpose such as starting a company or investing. That's a capital. The rates of return on invested capital were high. That's capital. Next word we have straight, extending or moving uniformly in one direction only, without a curve or bend. He made sure his tie was straight. Or like, say for example, raise your hands straight. Another word we have straight. It simply means a narrow passage of water connecting two seas, or two seas, or should I say, or two other large areas of water. Example, the deep strait which separates it on the east from Lombok was taken by Australia, is bounded by the Timor Sea, the Arafura Sea, and Torres Strait on the east. It's a narrow passage of water connecting two seas or two other large areas of water. That's strait. Our next homophone we have aisle. The first word here means a passage between rows of seats in a building, such as such as church or theater, and aircraft or train. I get so excited. I'm sorry. Look at the example here. The musical had the audience dancing in the aisle. That's aisle. Isle is another word. It means an island or peninsula, especially small one. That's an isle. It refers to the island or a peninsula, especially small one. He spent the next 15 years mapping the Isle of Anglesey. Stationery is our next word. It refers to writing and other office materials. Example, my mother bought a box of different stationery. That's stationery. Next word we have is stationary. It means not moving or not intended to move. A car collided with a stationary vehicle. That's stationary. Nothing other than or unmitigated, which is used for emphasis, refers to sheer. Example, she giggled with sheer delight. The same word shear with a different spelling. It means cut the wool off a sheep or other animal. Looking at the example, Paul has never sheared a sheep before. That shear, cutting the wool off a sheep or other animal. It's a food made of flour, water, and yeast mixed together and baked. That's bread. My dad baked a lot of bread for the party. That's bread. Everybody knows this one. And our breed. It means to produce offspring, procreate, engender, to produce by mating, propagate sexually, reproduce. Example, 10 mice were bred in the laboratory. Or, cattle and horses are bred and wild deer are still found. My dear students, there's only one technique or tip that I can give you as far as homophone is concerned. Because one, we might be facing or you might be facing a dilemma on the spelling. The most important thing is you know the meaning of the word, because when you come to use them in the sentence, you will only understand which word are you going to use correctly, because you are trying to understand contextually the meaning of the whole sentence. In this way, you will be able to write the correct spelling of the word. Okay? That's the only tip that I can give it to you. I'm going to end my sessions on spelling today, but it doesn't mean that you're going to close your books already. After watching this video, I'd like to redirect again to your RWN and solve the pages I mentioned earlier. After which, I'd like you to take a screenshot and send it to our WhatsApp group for me to check. Secondly, I'd like to remind everyone to please log into your Pearson account. There are numerous activities and homeworks I uploaded. Every week in our English class, you have at least 12 homeworks. I hope everyone is doing their work. With this, I'd like to thank everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a nice day and goodbye.